So in this episode, we have two things happening. I'm going to show you a few eBay auctions that I've been looking at that are very high value cast iron pieces. And we're going to talk about why they might be so valuable. And then we're going to visit my booth, my experiment where I'm trying to sell cast iron, and I'm going to share with you all the financials and the details and how that's going. This is going to be an ongoing thing, so stay tuned and check it out. So here's an interesting auction on eBay. This is one of the infamous Erie spider pans. Current bid $1,326. As far as I know, this is probably the holy grail of all cast iron collecting. There may be pans that are more rare. There might even be ones that sell for a little bit more. But as far as I know, of all of the cast iron, this is the one pan, these Eries with the spider on them, that everybody goes nuts for. You know, it's the one thing you want in your collection if you're collecting them. It's like a Black Lotus would be in Magic the Gathering. I don't know if they made them in, I assume they made them in different sizes too. This is a number 8, which is the common size. But it'll be interesting to see how high this goes. So, well, pay attention to it and I'll report on it and we'll see. But it's 4 days to go and it's already up to $1,300. How high will it go? Maybe leave a comment. If I don't show the thing by the time this video is done, we'll see what happens. So here's another eBay auction that confuses me. A butter pat 10-inch skillet. 3 days and its high bid is $860. Now this is a modern made pan. This is a modern made skillet. Why would it sell for that much? So I did a little bit of research. So here it is on their website, Butter Pat. 10-inch cast iron skillet. Basically, I guess, equivalent of a number 8. I believe the price on this thing was like $245. It's not available for purchase. So what's the deal with that? Well, let's look at another page on the site. So it says, Butter Pat products are no longer available. A note from our founder. So what happened was the company Yeti bought out Butter Pat. And instead of, so now they're making them under the Yeti brand name is what I believe it is. So these Butter Pats that are labeled Butter Pat are no longer being made. And I guess maybe people think this is going to make them really, really valuable because, you know, they're no longer being made. I don't know, but these pans presumably are still going to be made, but now they're going to be under the Yeti name. But just because they don't say Butter Pat on them, that's why they're going to be a premium? That really does seem odd. I mean, I guess, you know, collectible markets can be weird like this, but my gut tells me that paying $800 for something that you could have bought recently for $245 and is probably still going to be made, but just the name on it's going to be slightly different. I don't know if that's going to hold its value like some of these people think. I guess we'll find out, right? And so here's a Reddit page where it says Butter Pat was sold to Yeti 4 months ago, and then they've turned all ordering off on their website. Okay, so I'm sitting here and I'm kind of looking over my cast iron inventory. Got some big old pots, some little pots. This is my little main collection down underneath there. And then it's a little bit of a mess, but I've got stuff up here that I'm kind of staging that I'm going to try to sell. And I've moved a bunch of inventory out to my booth in this antique mall. And I'm looking and, you know, kind of seeing what I need to do to move more stuff out. So let's take a look over here at my booth. I'm using Google spreadsheets, which I find really, really useful to be able to kind of keep track of stuff, right? So this is a little inventory of skillets. I've got all kinds of stuff in addition to skillets, right? But this shows me which sizes, how many are still available, how many were sold, what the average price is on stuff. And I have some stuff that's at a premium because it's really nice and some stuff that's not. And I'm trying to sell at fairly reasonable market value. I'm not trying to gouge anybody, even though I'm in a major market where there's not a whole lot of competition. There's also not, it's not a really hot cast iron market. So down here lower is individual sales, and you can see the stuff that I've paid for, what it cost me. You know, like here's a tea kettle. I paid $20 for it. I've got it listed for $50. It hasn't sold, but if it does sell, I'll make $22.50. $7.50 goes commission to the venue. Here's a grill pan. I paid $20 for. I sold it for $50. I made $22.50 profit. That actually sold. So we can see the stuff that's sold. You know, here's a number 5 lodge, a 3-notch lodge. I bought it for $7. I sold it for $35. I made $22.50. $5.25 commission to the space, and that sold. You know, but when you scroll down and you see, after my entire profit and loss, my net profit is just $139.16. It's not. That includes the rent for the space and everything too. So this is not, after 2.5 months, it's not a profitable, you know, this is, don't quit your day job is what I'm basically saying. But perhaps in association with the YouTube things, if I get enough interest, I can compensate for it. So this is where you watching this video, you can come into play. You can really help me. You don't even have to spend any money. Just click like and subscribe. And if I get enough views, I will get a little bit of extra income, and that could make this whole thing worthwhile. Because I'll be honest with you, this is not a profitable venture. The only thing that could make it profitable is if sharing my knowledge becomes profitable. So that's where I'm counting on all you people on YouTube to help me out here. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. You know, there's a lot of channels out here which talk about cast iron and what they sell it for, but they never tell you what they buy it for. They don't tell you what their margin is. They don't tell you what they could sell it for in the market. I'm being totally honest. I'll tell you what I paid for stuff, where I got it from. I got a griddle pan here. I paid $25 for it. I'm listing it for $50. If I get 17, and this doesn't even include, so I'll make $17.50 profit on that. But that's imagine how much time it took me scrubbing it, putting in the E-tank, seasoning it, the electricity to season it, all that. You know, and I'm not even counting the value of my time or the other resources like sales tax. And also, this place charges me, if anybody buys something with a credit card, I got to pay the 3%, not them. So that kind of sucks. So the margins on this thing are really, really slim. But I do think it's important to share with people, you know, the process. So you know, it's not, you know, these people that are eBaying, if every once in a while they find stuff that makes a lot of money, but the truth of the matter is the daily grind, if you don't calculate the value of your time, you don't realize how much you're really spending. But that's okay. This is a social experiment just to see if it'll work, right? And so here I'm making like little custom tags. Again, I don't factor my time into this. I print these little custom tags where I list, you know, when they were, how old the things were, what the prices are. I'm trying to be fair. But it's basically, I'm not going to make a whole lot of money on this, but I'm hoping to kind of share my interests with other people, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's a skillet. I actually got this off of eBay. I paid $57 for this, and it was unfinished. It's a Martin Stove and Range. I really wanted it for myself. It's a beautiful number 8 skillet with the hamburger logo on it. It's in great condition. It's got some neat little sand shift marks, but no cracks or anything. The inside is really, really smooth. It's kind of got an imperfect, you know, the lines in it are imperfect, but I think that's just because of the casting. But it's a beautiful piece. I paid $57 for it. I'm going to try to sell it for $100. We'll see what I can get. But I put a lot of time into this. It's got like fucking, sorry my language. It's got like 7 or 8 coats of seasoning on it. So I think this is going to be a beautiful pan. Can I sell it for $100? I don't know. If I do sell it for $100, my profit will be $28. All of my work restoring this thing, scrubbing it, seasoning it, doing all the tags and everything, $28. You know, if I could do this efficiently, it can turn out to be okay, but it's not really a super lucrative venture. But I hope you guys appreciate it, and I'm just trying to kind of share what the process is, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so today I'm going to head over to my booth in the antique mall. Got some more cast iron to bring that's been nicely seasoned. Some more books from the thing. This is really a neat book. I almost kind of don't want to sell it because it's got so much really good stuff in here about Julia Childs and all of her tricks. But I'll put it up because I am trying to kind of move some stuff and not clutter up. So I'm going to go over, take a look at the booth, see what's going on with it, and then take it from there. Okay, here I am at my booth. Got a few more pans I'm putting up. They just handed me a check for $336. And there's our sales report. So I'll check that and process out of that a little bit. Now I'm just trying to find room to put things up. It looks like definitely some things have sold. The Le Creuset Dutch oven is gone. So there's some room things around here. So I'm gonna move some stuff around. See if we can get a little bit better organization here. Okay, so I'm looking at my statement that I got from the antique mall booth. Like here's what sold this month. I've sold basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items and netted a profit of about $150. The rent is $125, so I've basically covered the rent for this month. It's 21st, so this was as of yesterday. So there's still another week or two, a little bit more than a week to go. And I brought a bunch of stuff back to the booth to restock it. So it's okay, nothing special. From the previous month, there's listing of some of the sales. Sold that single notch Lodge nickel plated chicken fryer for $175. That was a pretty good little windfall there. And then I put everything into my little spreadsheet here, right, where I've got my costs and everything. So to date, in approximately 3 months, I've made $592 off of it. When you take away the rent, the net profit is $217.67. So that's basically 3 months profit is $217. Now that would be what I, that's my time and all of the other resources. So that's not, don't quit your day job for this. It's an interesting space over there, really beautiful, well kept. The people are super nice, but it's in a nice area, but it doesn't get a lot of foot traffic. So I've been doing a lot of promotions. I've been posting stuff on Facebook Marketplace and on Craigslist, directing people over there. And of course, I've been augmenting it with all kinds of cookbooks because that stuff I'm able to pick up relatively cheaply. So I'm seeing how it goes, but the initial impressions are that it can kind of pay for itself, but it's no way to run a business. It's not going to provide for you or anything like that. As a little side hobby, it's kind of neat. People inquire about the pans. I just direct them over to the booth. I don't have to worry about handling sales and all that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and enjoying the video series and supporting me thus far by subscribing and clicking like and all of that. And if you want to catch me on TikTok, sometimes I have previews of what I'm working on that I haven't published lately. That's at TikTok/@WisdomStudio. And if you're on Facebook, look up the group Vintage Cast Iron Hunting, Restoration, Identification, and Sales. And until next time.